I'm Emma Howard and we're talking about breastfeeding here on the Baby Channel. With me is Heather Welford, the NCT breastfeeding counsellor, or a NCT breastfeeding counsellor. There are many of you. Yeah. And much needed as well. And today we've got Deborah and 7.5-month-old Anna, who is just lovely and very well fed. Now your little girl's taking solids, you've weaned her very happily, very easily.
Yep.
And she's on, what, 4 feeds a day?
4 breastfeeds and 3 solid meals.
So you're in that great position now as you're looking to go back to work part-time, but there is a big transition to be made here. I know you're feeling quite confident about it. You say she's made it easy for you.
Yeah, she has. Just the whole way through, she's just sailed through things, really.
And not rejected the food? Or...
She rejected the bottle at about 3 months. I was trying to do some mixed breast milk, and she took it fine for a couple of months, and then one day she just decided she wasn't going to have it anymore.
That could be problematic, couldn't it, Heather? If you're going back to work and your baby isn't taking the bottle, I mean, why would they want the bottle when they've had the breast? It is often a conflict women have. Are there options open to you if they don't take the bottle?
Yes, you're absolutely right. It's quite a common question. Even when babies have been keeping up the 2 skills all the way through, they can suddenly decide and communicate very forcefully what they like best. The good thing is that as a baby gets a bit older, though, the mother has an option of giving fluid or expressed breast milk or whatever in a cup. And I think you told us before, Deborah, that Anna can take a cup. Yes, and she's getting a little bit more skilled at that.
Yeah, when we first started giving her water with her solid meals, she was quite dribbly and she would spit out quite a lot, but I've noticed in the last couple of weeks it's got much more, she's much more skilled with that.
They grow more adept each week, don't they? And when you think an infant in the first year of life, you can measure the progress so easily. Yes. From one week to the next, they can do things that they couldn't do the week before, so you shouldn't think, right, they're not going to take that. You should keep going, shouldn't you?
Yeah, we often say that to mothers that it's not worth making a fight with the bottle if you're talking about a baby of sort of 5 or 6 months, because they can take a cup with help. I mean, they're not going to lean over the table and glug it down by themselves. You might need to hold the cup. I'm sure you did.
And when you say cup, we're not talking about an open cup. We're talking about with a beaker lid with that different spout.
Well, yeah, but with help, babies can manage a proper grown-up cup as well. Sometimes we suggest that parents try with a little egg cup. If the baby isn't even managing the sort of cup that you're talking about with a spout, they can try with a little egg cup, or they can try, if you're very gentle, with an ordinary cup. Obviously, you don't fill it to the
No,
brim.
we're all terrified of the mess, aren't we? And our babies will be wet, the floors will be wet.
You don't want the poor baby's face to be soaked.
We don't go there. So we're always trying to protect that spillage, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we should be more confident. They can, with our help, drink with an open cup.
And if in desperate cases you can get a bit of fluid down them with a spoon and a cup, you can tip the fluid, or you let the baby sip off a cup if you want to. Most babies don't need to do that, but you don't need to panic if you're going back to work and your baby really doesn't want a bottle, if they know what they like best of all.
And she clearly does. She's communicating with all of us here today.
Yeah,
How are you going to manage this transition, Deborah? I know you're a woman with a plan. You know what you're going to do. Share it with us.
Well, I intend, I mean, if she's still interested by then I intend to still feed her myself in the morning when she wakes up before I go to work.
Right.
And then perhaps for her to have expressed milk during the morning and during the afternoon when she would normally have a breastfeed.
So in a cup if she won't take the bottle?
Yeah, and we'll try it. And I've taken advice on it that it shouldn't matter if she doesn't want it. She can just, as long as she has other drinks throughout the day.
Because of course she is on solids, so she's not relying completely
and
on this.
She's really good at drinking water. She's having quite a lot, water with every meal now.
Oh, she is good as gold, isn't she?
Yeah.
It's not everybody at home will be having such luck as you.
I anticipate to keep on with the night feed, for as long as.
And your night feed is what time now?
7 o'clock when she goes to bed.
You do your evening feed. And she's sleeping through from around 7 till 7, is she?
Usually, yeah.
She is an angel baby. They're not always as perfect as this on the Baby Channel, but she is showing us how it should be done. Look at you, you're very happy indeed. And do you have any idea about when you'll stop, or what's going to guide you how long you'll carry on for?
I mean, I suppose because I've come this far, I don't really want to start getting into formula now when there's no reason. I mean, I'm at home looking after her, and even working part-time should hopefully be okay. So I suppose until she's over 1, I'm happy to continue breastfeeding if she still, you know, is keen to be breastfed. I'll just see how it goes. I don't have a strong.
You don't
I
have
don't
a
have a
cut-off
date.
point.
I don't have a date in mind about when it's too old, when it's too.
People do though, don't they, Heather? I mean, sometimes that can be a pressure on breastfeeding mothers that people question how long they're going to go for.
Yes, as if there is some sort of artificial cut-off date, but people can continue feeding for as long as they and the baby are happy. And the great thing that Deborah's discovered is how flexible breastfeeding is once it becomes really well established, as it is now. I mean, Deborah can go to work part-time. She could even go to work full-time, and without feeding the baby in the day, her breast milk supply would be robust enough to cope with that gap. Now, you can't do that if your baby's a month. You can't say, all right, I'm going to go 6 hours without a feed.
No, that would have an effect.
It would have an effect. It may be at the start, Deborah might find it more comfortable to express when she's away from Anna for a whole day. But the longer it goes on, the more flexible breastfeeding is. And I've known many women have had all sorts of odd hours and odd conditions, and the breastfeeding remains as a constant. They manage to do that. And the nice thing about it is that when you are away from your baby, that breastfeeding becomes a way of reconnecting with the baby after a working day.
Yes, because that's an emotional separation, isn't it, going back to work?
Breastfeeding is part of the relationship that you have with your baby when it's going as well as it is with Deborah and Anna. And it'll be nice for both of them at the end of a working day to say hello to each other with a nice cuddly snuggly breastfeed.
And it is hard in the beginning, although you've actually had a fairly easy time. I know that we've been talking about positions with other people and continue to do so. Did you find it fairly easy to find the right position with Anna, or did you have help and advice in the beginning?
When she was first born, she was put straight on, you know, for skin-to-skin contact, which we'd specified. And she was too slippy. I couldn't hold on to it. She was all over the place. So the midwife came and helped me position her, and we wrapped her in a towel, and she showed me how to do it. And it took a few times where she had to come back and show, you know, just help me get her attached. But she took to it very quickly. And
clearly so did you, because it really is about the both of you coming together, isn't it, Heather?
It is. Yeah.
And I mean, I had some pain, you know, on perhaps the 3rd or 4th day, and a lot of swelling, which was a bit of a shock. But generally, it's gone very well.
Do you think she wants a feed now? She looks very happy and contented. She's not normally due one about now, is she?
It's a little bit early, but then she's a bit late with her lunch. So
well, she might feed for us. Now, Heather, if we watch Anna go on, talk us through, because clearly this pairing is a very happy one. Let's see if Anna will go on and show us the correct position. Yeah. She is mesmerised by all the characters around. Let's have a look, shall we, Anna? Do you want to have a feed? Shows how done.
Let's see if she knows what Deborah's going to do.
To our assistant producer in the corner there. She loves everybody, this girl. There's just too much going on to have a feed, isn't there? But shall we try? And again, as we've seen with other babies, and when we've been talking about breastfeeding, this fidgeting, if there's a lot going on, it's, you know, they're not particularly hungry, they're not going to stay on.
No, that's right. And a baby of this age has got so much learning to do that it's easy to see that they're going to be distracted by all sorts of things.
So let's have a look.
What are you going to do, Anna?
I mean, again, you're wearing a nursing bra, so much easier to do. And do you breastfeed her out and about when you're in cafes and things like that?
I do.
Have you found that very easy to do?
It took some getting used to. And when I first did it, I was quite pleased to be with other people who were doing it as well.
Yes, support in numbers.
Yeah, but it did get
she
you
knows,
down.
you see, she
knows,
knows,
isn't she?
Hey, Mummy, you were going to get
she's
feeding
saying
there.
you're starting. Do
Yeah.
finish.
Now, she's good. Anna will know it. They're turning her head around and already opening her mouth really wide. And I'm distracting you as well, aren't I, Anna?
It's because she's a much bigger baby, isn't she? But she is demonstrating beautifully for us this sort of 7.5-month-old feeding pattern. Yes. Do you find, Deborah, that you have feeds like this all the time? She's on and off, or can she be quite focused?
I think I've sort of structured it so that she isn't distracted, because I just take her to
her
bedroom.
Her to a quiet place.
Because she has a sleep straight after this feed normally. Then she's just up in her bedroom where it's quiet.
So we're really throwing that out today, aren't we? We brought her in.
This is very typical. This sort of playing with Mummy's hair and having a little sort of wave around with her hands.
Sort of neckline and things,
Yes, I recently lost a jumper to my little one who pulled down on the V so much that the stitching went. I probably rattled the microphone when I did that. I'm very sorry. But yes, they really like grasping up, don't they? It almost looks like a kneading.
Yeah. So some mums wear what they call a nursing necklace. It's a chunky necklace. It's just an ordinary necklace, but it withstands the pulling and playing about that an older baby will give it, and that gives the baby something to focus on with their hands. And sometimes it helps with this pulling off and looking round. That might be something for you to try, Deborah. If you can find a necklace that she can play with and have interest in, and then she's less likely to be spinning around.
That's a fantastic idea. I would try and save my jewellery. I hadn't thought about buying one for the baby. What a brilliant idea. We must leave it there for the moment, ladies. But thank you very much, Deborah, for bringing in Anna, who is clearly thriving. And thank you, Heather.
Thank you.
Thanks.